Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to this quick look at Shovel Knight Specter of Torment. Yacht Club has been busy since my last video on Shovel Knight. We've gotten a bunch of new modes, we've gotten new features, we have co-op now, which is rad, and we have the second expansion campaign, thanks to the Kickstarter stretch goals. The first one was Plague of Shadows for Plague Knight. It remixed all of the stages, implemented tons of new mechanics for him, and today, we're gonna do a stage as Specter Knight in his new campaign, Specter of Torment. Long ago, the lands were untamed, roamed by legendary adventurers. Just trying to see if I could speed up the text scroll. But although the land is peaceful, for some, freedom is a far-gone memory. Specter Knight, servant to the Enchantress, has been given a harrowing task. He must recruit a group of knights and form an invincible order. So Specter Knight is actually responsible for recruiting and forming the Order of No Quarter. With each member gathered, a treasured keepsake grows in power. An artifact that can restore his humanity, but only when his task is complete. I love how each one of these campaigns establishes character traits and motivations for the expansion knights. Now he leaves the confines of the Tower of Fate. It's time for the Reaper to pursue his quarry. They go the extra mile with establishing new things for the characters, not just mechanics and stage remixes. So instead of doing the normal thing and showing the tutorial stage for a third time, why don't we go a little bit further in and show a different stage than usual. Okay, so from inside the Enchantress's Tower of Fate, we have a portal that takes us to the various boss stages, and we're going to jump into the Explodatorium to recruit Plague Knight. Specter Knight is, once again, completely unique. One of his most important features are these dash slashes, which you can chain back to back to back. If you're above an enemy, you slash downwards at an angle. If you're below them, you slash upwards at an angle. His platforming revolves around that. And the fact that you can wall climb and wall jump as Specter Knight adds a little bit more mobility to him. He's got one other unique trait, and that's that he destroys blocks that he's standing on by just jumping, because he doesn't actually have a downward attack. He can't attack directly above or below him. He only has those diagonals and straight in front of him, by default anyway. Deal with that thing. Oh, and we have some of these. And the water is slowing us down. So the icon to the left of the darkness meter is your curio, which is like Shovel Knight's relic that you use with magic. And you can purchase and upgrade those curios with the red skulls that we've been gathering that are hidden around the stages. So Specter Knight has quite a lot going on, as you can see. Even the stage for Plague Knight is quite different than it was when we went through here as Shovel Knight. Let's see, how do I... Oh, okay, I remember this one. So we have to do a wall jump to one of the falling platforms, and then... Okay, yeah. They really make the most of his new mechanics for platforming. And again, we need to use a dash slash, another one to get over here, and again, he destroys blocks that he jumps off of. Any destructible ones. Lots going on with him. They put the time and the work into making each playable knight distinct. On remixing the levels and how each one's platforming works, so that you're really discovering something new with each campaign instead of just going through the same thing over and over. The Devil May Cry 4 LP is currently going on, and you can kind of... Whoops, the jump didn't come out. I think I may have either pressed a frame too late or... No, normally inputs don't get eaten in Shovel Knight, I just pressed it way too late. But like, you can see how in Devil May Cry, even though you have multiple characters, 5 in Special Edition, all of the campaigns play out pretty much exactly the same. They didn't put the work in. But here, they really, really did. So impressive coming from such a small studio as well. And they all have character, they all have personality that comes through with how they play. I remember when Shovel Knight first came out, the idea that they were tossing around was that maybe Specter Knight would be a hyper aggressive character who would constantly be losing health, and he would have to recover it by fighting. Ah, shit. Caught by one of the potions. But I like the design that they went with, because it significantly changes, I don't think I'm going to deal with that room right now, how you approach combat and platforming. As opposed to just, like, the pace and the aggression, this actually mechanically changes things drastically. I think this gave them more flexibility to play with the levels and, like, redesigning them. They even redid his sprite, if you've noticed. They not only shrunk it down, but this version of the sprite is less covered up by the cloak. And some of his scythe animations I really adore. Like, they're stupidly fluid. Real feast to look at. This game has always had superb art design, superb pixel art, while adhering to the NES style, you know, loosely adhering to it, but still, like, constraining themselves to find creative ways around those limitations. But my favorite, to go back to the really fluid scythe twirling animations, my favorite one is honestly at the start of the level. You know, before you get complete control, when he's just twirling it. It looks so good. Because they have that blur effect on it that's so hard to get right. Oh god, I forgot they even added a body swap mode recently. That was inspired by the Fiona and Cake Adventure Time episodes. They gave people the option to change the characters' genders and even the specific pronouns, which is fucking amazing. And super thoughtful, and, like, quite frankly, a huge amount of effort for a relatively small studio, for the sake of inclusivity, which is just great, man. And that's worth calling out and appreciating. They even changed how, I guess we'll get in that, in a little bit. Oh, that's gonna be bad timing. We can still salvage this. That's better. That's better. Oh, I never liked Plague Knight's version of these knights. At least not as Specter Knight. It's such a pain in the ass to get a good angle on to attack because you don't have a direct downwards facing attack, so you have to do a lot of juking. Oh, what was up here again? Oh, I've never been up here. It's a mimic! It's a mimic! That's a cute little pupper! Oh shit, I would have had to bounce off him or, like, do a dash slash upwards as he was in midair to have gotten that. Okay, now I know for next time I come through here. Dude, I'm so impressed with how much they've remixed the levels. Not just, like, enemy placements, the level itself is laid out noticeably differently. And it kind of has to be because, again, Specter Knight does not, he doesn't move the same way as Shovel Knight or even Plague Knight. So both of their campaigns, it's not just coming up with a new moveset or new mechanics for the characters, but it's adhering the stage to how these new characters and new mechanics work. Some call the Embalmer, this one's past its prime. Plague Knight over time becoming a character who like is in love with these terrible puns is just the best. Sounds important. Plague Knight has grown on me so much as a character. Specter Knight, over the course of this campaign, he has as well. And this, I'm pretty sure this is new as well. Which would make sense because, again, this is changing it for how Specter Knight works. More Plague Knights means more targets to chain those dash slashes off of. It's to keep you mobile and zipping around his arena. Like, there's so much thought put into this, and it's fun as hell. Oh shit. Dude, I love this game so much. I'm so happy it continues to be supported. And like, new things are constantly coming to it. God, forgot how good that silhouette looks when you defeat a boss as Specter Knight. Oh, the silhouette of the scythe and the cloak. There is another good animation here as well with the... Oh! Whenever they do those blur effects, which it's not even like a shader or any kind of like built-in effect on the engine, that's just hard work, hand-done pixel art. That looks crazy impressive. Oh, man. And we get Red Skull back here. It's nice. So, before we close this video out, we're gonna explore more of the tower that Specter Knight calls home for the time being. Red, my heart grows cold. I've located new curios, but have you found any red skulls? He is the guy who will sell you new curios. So we bought the claw from him for 8 skulls before. We'll get this little round-trip boomerang, and whenever you buy something from him, he takes you to the short little mini-level where your attacks are disabled, and you're forced to go through it by using the new relic you picked up. And you functionally have infinite magic while you're down here, or infinite darkness. Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see. Absolute horror. Oh, they can be used to hit projectiles back at the sorcerers. Cool. Yeah, just a short little tutorial area for the new relic, or curio. Then, let's see what gold armor is to say. I think the NPCs down here generally just give you, like, little bits of advice. Stay around and attack as quickly as possible, blah blah blah. Manny here will give you new cloaks to equip, like Shovel Knight's armors, that have a variety of different effects. Some of them are just cosmetic. Dude, Missy's animations are really nice as well. And she will sell you any wisp chests, which give you permanent upgrades. Any wisp chests that you missed in a level. Before we go back there, let's climb up the ladder and we'll jump up here. Moan Clang. So you sliced and dicing through the plains earlier. Rounded juice on me. It gives you a little bit of money. Nice. The Explodatoriums definitely are only headquarters. Yep, you can always find Plague Knight there. And now that we've recruited Plague Knight by beating him in his stage, he's come back here. This tower sure is seeing a burst of activity lately. Business is booming. I really, really feel like Plague Knight belongs in Super Time Force. Oh, and we can speak to the buzzard. His name is Creech. Now there's one more thing to do, and if we come over to the right side on the second floor, we can pop up here. Before these characters unlock, like Manny, you have to offer them a bunch of gold. For Manny, I think it was it was 800 3 times. This one, you have to offer 1,000 gold 3 times too, and then you unlock her abilities. We be Legion. And what they will do, they will upgrade your curios. So now the boomerang will pass through obstacles and enemies. Cool. I think that's about it. Oh, the Mimic! Don't even get me started on the temperature. I wish I could work somewhere cool. So next, I believe the final campaign will be King Knight's campaign. And we should also be getting a battle mode at some point, so I think there are at least 2 more Shovel Knight videos left to come in the future. For now, thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.